Before you start wondering why I'm not in my usual spot, I'll tell you that once again, I find myself in Boston. I am surrounded by those majestic early Georgian-style buildings that so characterize a university whose name starts with H and ends with D. Does that ring a bell? Well, yes, I'm in that same situation. Some of you will know what I'm talking about, but for the rest, give a little introduction. This is the first video of a new series that I once titled The Algebra of the Important, in which I will talk about important ideas for life, picking up the thread from a couple of summers ago. Because the summer period, besides serving to wear a swimsuit with a tank top showing off tattoos like the kids I see on this campus, is useful for being a bullfighter, stopping and tempering, that is, pausing and thinking. For me as a teacher, returning to the classroom from another role feels like a unique experience. It's as if Batman decided to be Robin for a day. It's like being a diner before Che, an opportunity to enjoy the view from another angle. And here, on this campus filled with wisdom and history, I reinterpret this pleasure. From the loneliest side of the classroom, the one that so imposes the role of a business school professor, I can affirm that always when I teach, you learn in the classroom. And it is partly thanks to the method, Socratic, the one in which a teacher facilitates an open but orderly debate around a business case. Because that confrontation of ideas always contributes to that continuous learning of which I am a deep fan. I have to admit that every time I enter the classroom, I do so with a mix of fear, responsibility, humility, and pleasure. Fear, an effective engine. There is nothing like the fear of making a fool of oneself to prepare well. A class, the responsibility of meeting the expectations of the students, which is not just to know, but to help them think, is a powerful motivator for preparation. Humility, because these students deserve respect. They are well-prepared individuals with experience, knowing more than I do on many topics because they are top-level executives, well-trained and with years of experience in powerful companies. And of course, the pleasure of doing what I am passionate about. With all this, we teachers find ourselves trapped in a kind of cycle of preparation, teaching, and evaluation, an academic triathlon that is exhausting. But what happens when the teacher decides to sit on the other side of the classroom? I love, in addition to teaching, being a student. Whenever I can, I try to do it, and I can do it less than I would like. But we will talk about this another time. In a way, it's the pause that refreshes, because one must fill up before emptying oneself in the classroom, becoming a student again in such a special environment. As stimulating as this is, it means taking advantage of the privilege of not having to lead the class, of not being the central focus of the debate, while still acknowledging fear, responsibility, humility, and pleasure, because these feelings are like energy. They are neither created nor destroyed, they are transformed. Being a student means opening your mind from a different perspective full of intellectual possibilities. Now, instead of conducting the orchestra, you can fully dedicate yourself to it. Enjoy the symphony. This allows natural curiosity to flow, unrestricted, taking the time. To be a student again and doing so consciously is a rare and very valuable gift. It means giving a pause to the constant need to drive the debate by allowing others to do it for you. This role, of being a receiver instead of a transmitter, reignites the spark of continuous learning that is essential in a world that keeps changing. It is an opportunity to observe, listen, and absorb, to rediscover the pleasure of learning for the simple sake of learning. At this stage, feedback and the exchange of ideas not only enrich the knowledge I have as a teacher, but also enhance my ability to teach with greater depth and empathy. The experience of becoming a student again, especially here, is a luxury. No matter how you look at it, that should be taken advantage of. It is a pause. It is necessary, not only for this poor biped, the author of Don't See It, but also for his future students in a kind of cosmic karma, of learning where everything given is received. Professionals, middle managers, executives, and advisors should all find time to become students again from time to time. One must feed oneself in order to later empty out. It is a necessity like drinking water to stay alive, although, of course, some seem to prefer intellectual dehydration. Guardiola became famous for taking a sabbatical after achieving everything with Barcelona, demonstrating that even football gods need a vacation. What he said was, "I need to refill before I empty myself again." When I work with executives, I often perceive that many are exhausted, almost as if they have run a marathon, but without training. Well, for that, enriching your intellectual diet by becoming a student again is one of the ingredients that help recover executive strength. Because let's admit it, sometimes it's good to get off the pedestal. And remember that there is always something new to learn, even if you are the guru of your own office. Look, executives and directors, spectators of Don't Watch It. Here at Harvard Business School, the Socratic method has reached its highest levels of expression. The truth is that it is a bomb-proof system that is 3,500 years old and still works like the first day. The good old Socrates famously stated, "I only know that I know nothing." Perhaps, in his wisdom, he understood the eternal value of being a perpetual student. The truth is that learning never ends. It only changes in form and context. What should not change as a guiding thread in our lives is the desire, the will, and the commitment to want to learn. Look for those gaps to do it better. Whatever it takes. More ideas in the next Don't Miss It.